could tell that they were genuinely like asking questions about my life, like really getting to know me, and like I saw myself in the chapter, which is something that like
But firstly, just thank everybody for joining, and thank you, Annie, for taking your time from your Sunday to sit down with me and talk a little bit about your experience here at RIT. Before we start, this is the sixth episode of Late Night with Lucas. I do want to say I hope everyone's healthy and safe and wearing their masks and socially distancing. And not only for COVID, but as anybody's seen in the news here in Rochester, there was a shooting just a couple days ago. So my prayers are with those who were affected and their families. But let's hop into questions with Annie here. Annie's a fourth-year business administration major. She is in the College of Saunders. She just finished a summer co-op at C3 Controls in Beaver, PA. She was formerly a varsity tennis athlete, and as you guys can see by the title and why we're here today, she is the current president of ZTA. Some fun facts and hobbies that Annie has is that she likes to hike and is an outdoors person, as well as likes to work out. She did a semester abroad in Italy, as well as she writes and runs her own fashion blog. So I could probably use some tips from her. But ladies and gentlemen, Annie Taylor. So how are
hello.
you? How are you? How
I'm
are you?
good.
Good.
Very
How
busy, but getting through
busy?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. So, I mean, I guess we'll hop right into the Greek life aspect of it. And really with the first question is, why did you join Greek life?
So for me, Greek life, like not joining Greek life was never really a consideration.
Mm,
My whole family, like back to my grandparents, were all in Greek life, and I
okay.
really saw their connections and friendships that they made, and I knew that like that was something I wanted as well. And I've been involved in leadership my whole entire life, and like seeing Greek life at RIT and like how really involved they are in the community really was like that was a deal breaker for me, or a
Yeah.
deal sealer.
No, you're good. I heard this from someone else, and I'm pretty sure it is true. Your dad is one of the founders of Phi Psi. Am I
Yes, he
correct about
is.
that? Yeah, gotcha. And
We are.
also, um, is she your VP current, Liz? Her dad was
Yep.
also one of the founders. Gotcha. So you got a little
Yes.
legacy
Anniversary.
heritage happening here at
Yes.
RIT. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, so why did you choose specifically ZTA? I know there's a couple other sororities here on campus. Why specifically ZTA?
So I went through formal recruitment, which is fall recruitment for
Hmm.
sororities here at RIT. And with that, you have to go to every single chapter. Like it's mandatory if you
Wow.
miss one of the first day, if you miss going to a round, like you can't get an invite back from anybody else. And
Mm,
with Zeta, like all the sororities here are like amazing. They do such great work. But with Zeta specifically, the connection was just there. And I know that sounds so cliche, but like when
no, I get it.
you know. And
Yeah.
like I could tell that they were genuinely like asking questions about my life, like really getting to know me, and like I saw myself in the chapter, which is something
Hmm.
that like anybody going through recruitment, whether it be
Hmm.
fraternity or sorority, like should have that feeling, and that's the
Yeah.
exact feeling
Yeah.
I had.
So obviously now you're on the backside of doing rushing and the rushing process recruitment. Could you explain that process a little bit for those who don't know, who maybe are interested about what a female student would have to do or go through in their rushing process?
Yeah, it is definitely a lot different than fraternity. Um, so for fall recruitment, like I just mentioned, that's our formal recruitment,
Hmm.
which is where you go and like every chapter has specific rounds. Like it's just a lot more formal, like the structure of it, CPC's involvement in like what each chapter can do and everything. You're placed into a Gamma Chi group, and like Gamma Chi is a person from a chapter, but they're completely neutral. So all
Okay.
the PNMs like don't know what chapter their like Gamma Chi is in, and they're
Hmm.
really just supposed to be like your support system through the whole thing. And then in the spring is our informal recruitment, which is where there's more like leniency with what chapter like events can do. All of our events have been like at our house, so we can like
Hmm.
show people the house and like really what our like sisterhood and everything is about. So
Okay. So was there any particular memorable experience in your rushing process when you were going through your rushing process at ZTA?
I guess just going through. So my dad obviously mentioned that earlier. My roommate is living right now,
Okay.
and we were roommates when we both were going through recruitment. So we went through it together, and then one of our like really good friends that we met on the first day of the semester, we like the three of us all went through together, and we all
Hmm.
went Zeta. So I think that was definitely like we all like had the same experiences and like
Yeah,
are still having the same experiences. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Was there any negative experiences through your experience?
I don't think so. Like I
Hmm.
can't think like of there's not a time where I was like, oh, I really regret this. Like it's always just been enough.
Good, good. How do you keep the balance of being president, being in ZTA, also studying
Mhm.
business administration? What maybe
Yeah.
some what is that like for you?
So it is a lot, and I'm not like I'll be the first to say it is very
Hmm.
stressful, but I am thankful that my advisor for our chapter is like so involved, and I can literally text her at like 12 o'clock at night if something happens, and she'll answer. Same with like all of the sisters, like there's not somebody that I can't talk to.
Yeah.
But with classes, like I'm studying international business, so it's a lot of essays, a lot of reading, but that's what you get when you're a business major.
Uh-huh.
I am now working 2 jobs, so
Oh
I
man.
add that onto everything, and that's a lot as well. But it's really manageable. Like some days I'm like, wow, I'm like so stressed out, but you get through it. Like there's
Hmm.
never a time where I've been like I cannot do this anymore. There's always like I always know that I'm going to get through it, which is something that I always just remind myself.
Yeah. Good, good. I think when you and I this is that for sure you as well, and then everything I wanted to do was that you have to have sacrifices in what you
Mm-hmm.
can. You're not going to be able to go out every weekend as maybe
No,
you can
yeah,
as president. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, there are obviously sacrifices to make. This comes with maturity of what you're doing. We're in our fourth year now, so we do it. But if you're a first year, if you want to do it all, you're gonna have to cut things somewhere. Just saying.
yeah.
But
And I have lived that. Like I transferred to RIT my sophomore year. I played
yeah.
D1 out of school in Indianapolis, and then I transferred to RIT and was on the team for a year. And like even
Mhm.
what you said, like sacrifices, like it got overbearing and I could not do it, and my grades were suffering from it. So I needed to take a step back. And then once I fully like submerged myself in Zeta and like saw everything that I could get out of it with the like our alumni connections are so strong. Like there's people literally everywhere, and I'm sure it's like that for like Theta Chi as well.
Yeah.
But I like realized that tennis is a lifelong sport and I'm not going to go pro. But like Zeta is also not just 4 years. It's like we
Hmm.
always say it's not 4 years, it's for life. But
Yeah.
I realized that like that was going to push me further with a career than tennis would. And that like hurts to say,
No.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
miss
No.
like I've
Honestly.
literally played since I was 4, but you reach
Yeah.
a point where like you realize what's going to like get you further in what you want to accomplish in life, and that was something that
No.
was like it was a hard
100%.
decision, but it was
No.
definitely
Yeah.
like the right one. Like I wouldn't be here if I didn't make that decision.
Right. No, I mean, we're getting older. We gotta make big decisions coming
Yes.
up. So
Yes.
I think this helps with the follow-up question as president heading this your organization. How is ZTA adapting with the semester with health risks of COVID and
Mhm.
social distancing, wearing masks? Like,
Yeah.
how has that changed the dynamic for you guys?
It has a lot, but something I keep trying to like remind all our members is that we can't keep dwelling on the fact that everything is different. Otherwise, nobody's going to truly appreciate
Hmm.
why they're like still in Greek life and like the sisterhood. Like,
Right.
yeah, going out and like having fun is fun, but there's so much deeper and we can do so much more than just whatever. But
Yeah.
with COVID, obviously health comes first. We are still expected from our national to run like a full calendar year of events. So we're still like doing all our rituals in person if we can, obviously like wearing masks and socially distanced. We're following like all the rules obviously, but we're still expected to do everything that we'd normally do.
Right.
So
Right.
that's kind of challenging. Our national has really prepared us for this though.
Hmm.
I've gone to so many like webinars every single week all summer to learn how to like have different plans. So we have 50,000 different plans for one event in case something goes wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, we're always like there's plan A through
Good.
C like
Yeah.
normally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I know your guys' recruitment process just ended this past week in handing out bids, but what was
Yeah.
this initial fall formal? I guess I learned that now. What
Yes.
was this fall formal recruitment process like, and are you happy with your new class?
Yes, first I love the new class. I'm so excited. They're so enthusiastic about
Hmm.
being in Zeta and like being in Greek life that I
Hmm.
think their energy is going to bring so much to the chapter, and I'm really excited to like watch them grow and be involved. Recruitment was definitely crazy, but like I said before, our national prepared us so much. So everything was on Zoom. For it being so last minute and so like crazy different, I'm like so pleased with the turnout of how it all went.
Good, good.
Yeah.
All right, and really the last question, it's something I like to ask all my guests is, what's in the
Yes.
future for Annie Taylor?
Oh,
Not
that's a
only as
great
president, but in general. I know you're graduating in May, so really, what
yeah.
is it? What's there to come for Annie?
That's a great question. I want to go into the fashion industry. That's my
That's
goal.
awesome. Hmm.
But I don't want to be like a designer. I want to go into like the business side.
Hmm.
So finance or like being a buyer or a seller is what I want to
Okay,
do. And
that's awesome.
hopefully live in New York City. That's my
Okay,
plan.
got
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, that was really my last question. And firstly, I want to thank
Yeah.
you for taking this time.
Yeah.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
And yeah, really just say enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good luck this week and week 6, is it?
Yeah. Week
Yeah,
6.
week 6, halfway, almost halfway through. But
Crazy.
yeah,
Bye.
again, thank you so much. It was amazing. It was a great conversation. And
Great. Thank you
all
so
right.
much.
Okay. Have a good one, Annie.
Thank you. Bye.